Close your eyes for a moment. Imagine this. You are 100 feet below the surface of the ocean. The water around you is black, not dark, black. The kind of black that swallows light whole. You are trapped inside a metal box the size of a small room. The air you are breathing right now, it is running out. You have no food. You have no water. You cannot call for help. The only sound is the slow, terrifying groan of metal under pressure. And above you is 3,000 feet of ocean. You have been here for 12 hours, and you will be here for 60 more. What do? Do you panic? Do you scream? Do you accept that this is how your story ends, or do you fight? This is the true story of Harrison Okene, a man who refused to die, a man who turned the darkest moment of his life into a lesson about hope, discipline, and the unstoppable power of the human spirit. And as we tell his story, you will learn English words that will stay with you long after this video ends. So take a breath, a deep one. Because where we are going, every breath counts. The year is 2013, off the coast of Nigeria in the warm waters of the Atlantic Ocean. A tugboat named Jascon 4 cuts through the waves. This boat is not beautiful. It is not large. It is a working boat built for one purpose: to pull. To pull bigger ships, to pull oil platforms, to pull whatever the ocean industry needs moved from one place to another. On this boat, there are 12 men. 12 workers from Nigeria, hired to do a job that is dangerous, exhausting, and mostly invisible to the world. One of these men is Harrison Okene. He is 29 years old. He is the cook. While the other men operate machinery and manage ropes, Harrison prepares their meals. Rice, stew, fish, simple food for hard men. Harrison is not a sailor by training. He took this job because he needed the money. Because in Nigeria, in 2013, a job on a boat pays better than a job on land. Because he had a family to support, a wife, a future he was trying to build. The Jascon 4 is stationed near an oil platform. The work is routine, boring even. The same tasks, day after day, the same ocean, the same sky, the same rhythm of life on a small boat. But the ocean is never truly boring. The ocean is only waiting. And on the morning of May 26th, the ocean woke up angry. It starts as a swell, a wave bigger than the others. The boat rocks. Harrison is in the kitchen preparing breakfast. He grabs the counter to steady himself. The other men laugh. They have seen worse, they say. This is nothing. But the swell does not stop. It grows. The sky, which was clear moments ago, turns gray, then dark gray, then almost black. The captain makes a decision. He tells the crew to lock themselves inside, to wait out the storm. This is standard procedure. The boat is designed to handle rough seas. They have done this before. Harrison goes to the bathroom, a small room at the back of the boat. He is washing his hands when the wave hits. Not a wave, the wave. A rogue wave, a monster wave. A wall of water that rises from the ocean like a hand from the deep, reaching up to punish anything that dares to float upon its surface. The Jascon 4 rolls, not rocks, rolls. The boat turns upside down as easily as a child flipping a toy in a bathtub. Harrison is thrown. His head hits something hard. The world becomes water, salt water, burning water, water that fills his mouth, his nose, his lungs. He is tumbling, spinning, unable to tell which way is up, which way is down, and then silence. The boat stops moving. It has capsized. It has turned completely upside down and settled on the ocean floor 100 feet below the surface. Harrison is alive, but he is trapped inside an air pocket, a small bubble of air, trapped in the bathroom, in the upside-down boat at the bottom of the ocean. He is alone, he is in total darkness, and he has no idea if anyone else survived. Harrison swims through the black water, feeling his way through the upside-down rooms of the boat. His hands find walls, his feet find ceilings that are now floors. He is disoriented, confused. His heart is beating so fast he can feel it in his throat. He finds the exit, the door that leads to the deck, but the deck is now the bottom. The door is blocked by sand and mud and the crushing weight of the ocean above. He cannot get out. He swims back. He finds the engine room, and there, in the darkness, he finds something that saves his life. An air pocket, a space about the size of a closet, where air has been trapped by the pressure of the water. He pulls himself into this space. He takes a breath, and then another. The air is stale. It smells of diesel fuel and metal and fear. But it is air. It is oxygen. It is life. Harrison sits in the darkness. He cannot see his own hand in front of his face. He cannot hear anything except the slow, rhythmic sound of water lapping against the walls of his metal tomb. He begins to count. 1, 2, 3. He counts his heartbeats to measure time. He knows that if he panics, he will use the air faster. He knows that panic is a luxury he cannot afford, so he makes a decision, a conscious, deliberate decision. He will not panic. He will not scream. He will stay calm. He will conserve his energy. He will conserve his energy. He will wait. But wait for what? Rescue. The boat is upside down at the bottom of the ocean. No one knows he is alive. The other 11 men, they are dead. He will learn this later, but in this moment, he does not know. He hopes. He hopes that someone, somewhere, is looking for him. But hope is not a plan. Hope is a feeling, and feelings do not save lives. Actions do. Time does not exist in darkness. There is no sun, no clock, no reference. Harrison measures time by his own biology. He knows that he urinates approximately every few hours. So he counts. He counts the intervals between each time his body demands relief. He finds a bottle of Coca-Cola floating in the water. It is warm, it is flat, but it is liquid. He drinks it slowly, very slowly. He knows that drinking too fast will make him vomit, and vomiting wastes precious energy and fluids. He finds a life jacket. He ties himself to the metal ladder in the engine room. Why? Because if he falls asleep and slips into the water, he will drown. The life jacket will keep him afloat, but the tie will keep him near the air pocket. He is thinking clearly. This is remarkable. Most people would have lost their minds by now, but Harrison is different. He later said that he thought about his mother. He thought about his wife. He thought about the people who loved him, who were waiting for him, who did not yet know that he was gone. And he made a promise. He promised himself that he would see them again. But the human body is not designed for this. The cold seeps into his bones. The darkness presses against his eyes. The silence becomes a sound of its own, a ringing, buzzing emptiness that fills his head. He begins to hallucinate. He sees lights that are not there. He hears voices that do not exist. The boundary between reality and imagination begins to dissolve. Still, he counts. Still, he breathes. Still, he wreathes. Still, he waits. By the second day, Harrison has accepted something that most of us will never accept. He may die here. He has not eaten in over 24 hours. The Coca-Cola is gone. The air is becoming thinner. Carbon dioxide is building up in the small space. He is breathing the same air over and over, and each breath makes the air a little worse. He can feel his body weakening. His muscles ache from the cold. His mind is foggy. He speaks to himself aloud just to hear a voice. just to remember that he is human, that he is real, that he exists. He thinks about death, not with fear, but with curiosity. What will it feel like? Will it be quick? Will he know when it is happening? And then he pushes those thoughts away, because thinking about death is a form of surrender, and Harrison Okene does not surrender. Instead, he prays. He is a religious man, and in the darkness, he finds a connection to something larger than himself. He does not pray for rescue, he prays for strength. He prays for the courage to endure whatever comes next. He taps on the metal walls. He knows that sound travels through water. He knows that somewhere, miles above him, there might be ships searching for the wreck. He taps in a rhythm, a pattern, a signal that says, "I am here, I am still here." No one answers. But he does not stop tapping. 60 hours, 2.5 days, most of the air is gone. Harrison is barely conscious. His body has begun to shut down non-essential functions. He is hypothermic. His core temperature has dropped dangerously low. And then a sound. Not his tapping, not his heartbeat, something else. A hammer. A distant rhythmic hammering on the hull of the boat. Harrison freezes. He listens. Is it real? Is it another hallucination? The sound comes again. And again. It is real. It is a rescue team. Divers sent to recover the bodies of the dead. Harrison screams. He pounds on the metal with everything he has left. He makes noise. He makes as much noise as he can. But the divers are not looking for survivors. They are looking for bodies. They are sent to recover the dead, not save the living. They do not expect to find anyone alive. Harrison hears them move away. He hears the hammering stop. He hears silence return. And in that moment, he makes a choice that defines his life. He does not give up. He reaches into the water. He finds a tool, a spanner, a wrench, and he strikes the metal wall, not randomly, in a pattern, in a rhythm that says, "I am alive. I am here. Do not leave me." The diver hears it. His name is Nico van Heerden. He is a South African diver, part of the recovery team. He is swimming through the wreck, shining his light into the darkness when he hears the tapping. He thinks it is a fish or debris shifting, but the tapping is rhythmic. It is intentional. He follows the sound. He swims deeper into the wreck. His light cuts through the black water, and then he sees it, a hand, reaching up from the water, a human hand, pale and trembling, reaching toward his light. Nico van Heerden has never seen anything like this. In his career, he has recovered dozens of bodies from shipwrecks. He has never found a survivor, not after 3 days, not at this depth, not in these conditions. He reaches out, he takes Harrison's hand, and Harrison Okene, who has been dead and alive at the same time for 60 hours, finally knows that he will see the sun again. Getting Harrison out is not simple. The diving equipment is not designed for a man who has been breathing compressed air for 3 days. If they bring him up too quickly, the nitrogen in his blood will form bubbles. He will die from decompression sickness. The bends, they must bring him up slowly, very slowly. They put a diving helmet on him. They give him oxygen. They monitor his vitals, and they ascend inch by inch over the course of an hour. When Harrison breaks the surface, it is nighttime. The sky is full of stars. He has not seen light in 3 days. He has not breathed fresh air in 72 hours. He weeps uncontrollably, not from pain, from relief, from the overwhelming, impossible reality that he is alive. The other 11 men are dead. Harrison is the only survivor. He will carry this with him forever. The guilt, the questions, the unanswerable "why me?" But he is alive, and that is enough. For now, that is everything. Harrison Okene's story is not just a story about survival. It is a story about the choices we make when everything is taken from us. He did not have tools, he did not have training, he did not have hope in the beginning. What he had was discipline. The discipline to control his breathing, the discipline to conserve his energy, the discipline to keep tapping even when no one was listening. And here is where his story meets yours. Every day you face challenges, maybe not a shipwreck, maybe not the bottom of the ocean, but challenges, difficulties, moments when you want to give up. Learning English is one of those challenges. It is hard. It takes time. Some days you will feel like you are making no progress, like you are trapped in darkness, tapping on walls that no one hears. But Harrison taught us something. He taught us that persistence is not about being loud. It is about being consistent. It is about making one more effort even when the last 10 efforts brought no result. Let us look at some key words from this story. Words that will help you describe not just Harrison's experience, but your own. Capsize, to turn upside down. The boat capsized in the storm. Disoriented, confused about direction. In the darkness, Harrison felt completely disoriented. Hallucinate, to see or hear things that are not real. After 2 days without food, he began to hallucinate. Hypothermia, a dangerous drop in body temperature. The cold water caused severe hypothermia. Decompression, the process of reducing pressure slowly. The divers used decompression to bring him up safely. Persist, to continue despite difficulty. Harrison persisted even when all hope seemed lost. Conserve, to use carefully. To save, he conserved his energy by staying still. Deliberate, done on purpose, intentional. He made a deliberate choice to stay calm. Write these words down. Use them in sentences. Make them part of your English. Because words are tools, and tools save lives. Harrison Okene still lives in Nigeria. He became a certified diver, a man who almost died underwater, choosing to return to the ocean. He says the water does not scare him anymore, because he has already faced the worst it can offer. He visits the families of the men who died. He carries their memory. He carries the weight of being the one who survived. But he also carries a message for you, watching this, learning English, building your future. The message is this: you are stronger than you know. The darkness you are in right now, whether it is a language you cannot speak, a goal that feels impossible, a life that feels stuck, it is not permanent. It is a moment, a chapter, not the whole story. Keep tapping, keep breathing, keep learning, even when you cannot hear them. Harrison spent 3 days at the bottom of the ocean. You spent 22 minutes with his story. I hope it awakened something in you. If it did, if you felt the cold, the fear, the impossible hope, hit that like button. Let this story travel a little further. And if you want more stories that turn history into power, language into survival, and learning into something you actually feel, subscribe to Awakening Avenue. This is where stories don't just teach English. They remind you what you are capable of. Drop a comment below. What word from this story will you use today? What challenge are you going to persist through? Until next time, keep learning, keep breathing, and never stop tapping.